The situation keeps escalating. Now the military was sent in to basically subdue the protesters, but they simply ignored the orders. A movement has formed here in Europe, not only in Ireland, but also in Great Britain and in France, that wants to end this government. No, by now they've gone so far that they basically want to overthrow the entire regime. Among other things, they have built pyres where boats are burned to send a message to the population. And today, there are also elections in Hungary. The situation here in Europe is currently at boiling point. It's about to explode, and that's what we're going to look at today. We'll take a quick look at it in the Sunday show.
The situation in Ireland is escalating. After massive protests against rising fuel prices and the carbon tax, the government is now resorting to drastic measures.
Yesterday, they wanted to deploy the military who have just left for Ireland to clear out the protesters. But they really, I have to say it like this, didn't take into account the people they sent. The military simply didn't follow the orders yesterday. And I wonder, when will we ever experience something like that here in Germany? That we, for example, are allowed to read books on park benches, even though it's forbidden. Of course, those are times that we are certainly familiar with here, but yesterday, for the first time, there was a refusal to follow orders in Ireland, because people were no longer willing to beat up their own population, just because they, do something illegal, because these people are simply defending themselves against the government. And really take a look at the pictures. See what it looks like in Ireland right now. By the way, France is already following suit today. Although after the first day, I still kind of thought, yeah, it'll calm down again, it's just a demonstration. But by now, this has been going on since Friday. So from Friday until today, and now Great Britain is following suit, and they've already blocked roads where the military hasn't even been deployed yet. France is now using trucks and is blocking access roads, among other things, where the military hasn't been deployed yet either. And as I said, in Ireland, the military doesn't care anymore about what the government says. They now believe that people there need to be supported. And to see how dangerous the whole thing is, just take a look at this little clip. I dubbed the whole thing for you so you can see just how aggressive these people are acting, and what kind of problems these people actually have. Ask yourselves if we don't have the same ones here.
We will not sit back any longer and watch our culture and religion destroyed by the people we put in power. Also, the sexual indoctrination of our children in schools has not gone unnoticed either. The new Republican movement will take immediate action against anyone who threatens our ways of life and the safety of our women and children. We have your addresses and know your movements. Every one of you is a legitimate target as of today.
So, even in Ireland, you can clearly see that the mood is at a boiling point. There, it's not just truck drivers or these groups who have come together, but they're now really trying to bring down this government. I really have to say it that way. But I'll show you the next picture now so you can really see exactly what they did there. Here in Germany, we would theoretically have to distance ourselves from such actions in any form. That's very important, because otherwise the Office for the Protection of the Constitution would investigate you. It's a bit different in Ireland. So, before we get to the news here in Germany, there are also some important things that have happened. Among other things, they also explained to us that this expectation of being fully protected has come to an end. I just want to say a few final words about Ireland. In Ireland, people are out on the streets handing out food to the protesters. Free food. People are coming together and supporting each other, supporting one another. By now, bikers, motorcycle clubs, and the so-called biker clubs are out on the streets. Truck drivers, workers in general, who have completely shut down the docks, you really have to say it like that. They have completely shut down the city centers, and they've done this for days now. The military is not willing to break up these demonstrations when that would mean acting against its own working class. And here I think we in Germany shouldn't let ourselves be influenced by the ultra-radicals, but rather by those who simply want to put an end to this. We should really take a page from their book, and I'm just waiting to see how long it will take in Germany until people also take to the streets. For everything that has been done to us in recent years, where we've talked several times about how we don't want any of this, I hope it happens sooner rather than in the coming years, but what do you think? Feel free to write below and let me know your thoughts. Will Germany eventually take to the streets like Ireland, France, or Italy? Or will Germany remain kneeling on the ground again and submit to what is imposed on it?
The government is now taking a hard line against the previously peaceful protest. Blockades of critical infrastructure will no longer be tolerated, according to the Ministry of Justice.
Yes, and in Germany things look a bit different. They have now explained to us very clearly that this everything should be covered mindset is over. Yes, that's right, exactly. If you think you need low gas prices, then you have to move somewhere else. But only if you've paid the exit tax on your income. More on that later. In Germany, they're now dealing with the fact that if you have the wrong political views, you can't buy houses anymore. And let's be honest, with 60% in taxes and levies, you definitely don't deserve the government taking care of anything for you. That's Friedrich Merz's line. Because he doesn't even want anyone to take care of all these things, he just looks the other way. They met at the lake during the day to maybe think about ways to relieve the citizens, but only if they can come to an agreement. And that's why I ask again, when will it finally be time for our citizens to take to the streets because they've had enough? And the next question I'm asking myself, if we take to the streets because of fuel prices, will the military also be called in to bring us to our senses? Because the police are already overwhelmed, sometimes dealing with angry mobs on the streets. Therefore, as I said, my question is, would Friedrich Merz also send the military against his own people? The police officers themselves probably won't be able to handle it anymore, because sometimes they don't even take action against angry migrants.